That's fatal.
How's it going, Fatal family? Welcome to my first WWE 2K25 community creations video. Now, you already know the drill. Brand new wrestling game, hidden models for you to download. And luckily this year, a lot of the models are not content damaged. Now, there are still some content damaged models, and those ones will not be uploaded. So if there's a model you're waiting for and you're like, why isn't Witty uploading it? It's probably content damaged. So until that gets bypassed, if it ever does, those will just stay non-uploadable. But with that being said, there are plenty of superstars in this video that you might be interested in downloading. My personal favorite, and in the thumbnail and the title, Nick Aldis. I'm so glad that he's actually playable in WWE 2K25. I was confused on why they didn't make him playable initially, but I'm so glad that he's not content damaged and I was able to scoop him up. So if you're watching this video, make sure you scoop these up as quick as possible. I know the game doesn't officially come out till Friday, but if you have the early editions, make sure you scoop these up as quick as possible. If down the road you're watching this video and you can't download them because they are content damaged, well, that means 2K just patched them, unfortunately, and that's just the name of the game. That's just what 2K has been doing with the recent WWE games, so it's sort of expected. When I drop these videos, you have to, boom, quickly scoop them up. So make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell clicked. Let's get into the first superstar. The first superstar we have is a playable Adam Pearce. Now, every single model you see me showcase, if they have an attire on them, it's an attire that I put on them that I found in the community creations. Now, these can be downloaded on old gen, new gen, as well as PC. Modders like What's the Status and Witty Witterson actually found a workaround already to how to upload creations on everything. So don't worry, PS5 players. If Witty or Status is uploading something, you're not missing out on it. So we're like this, we're good. But the first superstar is Adam Pearce. I put this attire on him. I downloaded one from the community creations. I am on the PS5 version, so you would just have to check your community creations for these attires to copy and paste them onto the model, or just make your own attire. When it comes to these hidden models, you're free to update the moveset, the entrance, and the attire. The only models you cannot update are the referees. When it comes to the referees, the only thing you can update is the entrance and I believe the moveset. You cannot update the attires. It will crash your game, so just ignore the attires. You will have to keep them in the referee attire, unfortunately. So you cannot put wrestling gear on Jessica Carr, sadly. But with Adam Pearce, I updated his moveset, entrance, as well as attire. When you download these hidden models from Witty Witterson, they will all come with Becky Lynch's entrance, so you will have to change stuff up, and they won't have attires either. So just be wary of that. You will be doing a lot of editing, but that's just the fun part of WWE, right? Customizing our tires and all that stuff. Next up is our first referee, and that is Adrian Butler. Like I said with the referees, you cannot customize them at all, so you can just change their entrance, possibly change their moveset. I can't remember if you can or not, but you can change your entrance for sure. And I just gave them the generic referee 1 and referee 2 entrances because I'm like, I don't know what else to give them. As you can see, they are pretty buggy. Not massively buggy. They are still very playable, but as you've seen in the entrance, his arm glitched out there just by doing a simple, motion, a simple animation. So the referees, they do glitch out with their animations, and you'll see it more so when it comes to the matches, and I'll show you a clip of what I mean later on. But the other models, they play like regular superstars. The referees, they are playable, but they do glitch out the animations when they're doing moves and stuff like that, and they might just spaz out in the ring, and I'll show you a clip later on.
On the wrong end of a chair or a kendo stick or whatever else might be hiding in the ring. You want to get the match as a whole. Just endless knee strikes. And without the strikes like
Next up is the announcer, Alicia Taylor. I didn't give her any wrestling gear. I just kept it how it was. I probably will go and give her wrestling gear as like a second attire, but we have Alicia Taylor. We have the NXT announcer. You can go ahead and customize her all you want. Next up, and I'm so glad that she wasn't content damaged, is Ava Raine. Just like Nick Aldis, just like Adam Pearce, they're in the game, but they didn't make them playable. Why not? You know what I mean? Like, why not just make these managers playable? I don't understand 2K's reasoning sometimes. But I'm so glad that Ava Raine is not content damaged. I did put some wrestling gear on her and a moveset that I downloaded from the community creations. So you just got to check your community creations on your console and check if you can find movesets and attires for these superstars. If not, it's not that hard to just make them yourself. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, all these will come with commentary. And if they don't have a call name, it will just be silent. So just FYI. Next up is Byron Saxton, another announcer that wasn't playable in this game, but not content damaged. So now you can play as Byron Saxton. I put his wrestling gear on him, which just looks really good. And the plus side is you can play as these superstars through My Rise if you want, right? So I gave him his moveset, his entrance, and his wrestling gear. And I'm actually going through My Rise right now on the PS5 version as Nick Aldis. Next up, we got Carly Prime from My Rise. Now, I don't think she was in this year's My Rise. She probably was like a hidden model in the files that Woody found and uploaded. But Carly Prime, fully playable, fully editable. Enjoy, have fun editing Carly Prime. Next up is another referee, and Chad Patton. That damn Chad Patton. If you played My Rise, you'll know exactly what I mean. But playable Chad Patton, again, same things about the referees. applies for Chad Patton. Next up is the absolute GOAT and legend referee, Charles Robinson. Now, when it comes to the referees, Woody Witterson did say he plans on uploading every single variation. And by that, I mean like the different t-shirts. So we have the regular referee t-shirts I'm showcasing in this video, but there's also like the old school and the SmackDown and Raw. And so he's going to be uploading all this variations. So if you don't want this version of the referee shirt, you can just wait for those variations to be uploaded. But like I said, it's better to just snatch these models when they're uploaded, just in case they get content damage down the line, right? It's better to have them now rather than wait and then you miss out, right? So I'm just saying. But yeah, he will be uploading all the variations. Next up is another announcer, and that's Corey Graves. Again, I'm glad he's not content damage. Now, I gave him his attire, moveset, entrance, all that stuff, and I also downloaded a render and gave him a render as well. So you're free to download whatever you need when it comes to these superstars. Next up is referee Daphne LaShawn. Again, you cannot unfortunately give her her wrestling gear. If you know, you know. And the funny thing about Daphne LaShawn is that she actually tweeted this model out. She found it herself as well, that she's playable, and she downloaded it, which I just love to see. I just love to see people in the wrestling world figuring out that their model in game is playable because of a modder like Woody Witterson uploading it. And I bet they feel so nice that they're able to play as themselves in the game, because besides that, they're just a referee, right? Next up is another MyRise superstar that's actually in 2K25, but only as a My Faction card. So luckily she wasn't content damage, and that is Geneva Rose. So you can download and play as Geneva Rose and edit her all you want. Next up is referee Jessica Carr. Now, unfortunately, because you can't edit the referees, you cannot give her her wrestling attire or her masked wrestling attire. But again, it's just great to be able to actually play as Jessica Carr, and you can go ahead and feel free to give her her actual wrestling moveset, I believe, so you can enjoy that and have fun with it. Next up is referee John Cone. Same referee rules apply to him. You can just download him and play as him, and that's it. Next up is the model behind the handle Mark for Life from MyRise. Now, I find it hilarious how 2K made this Mark like overweight and all that stuff. Like the person behind the Twitter handle is this guy. I find that kind of funny. It's almost like a jab at like the IWC weirdos, right? But Mark Thompson, he's not content damage in 2K25. His hidden model was playable in previous 2K games. Not last year. I think it was content damage last year, but this year it's not. Next up is finally an actual fleshed out Michael Cole model. Last year we had a Michael Cole model, but it was just a fully black suit with just the face actually textured. But this year it's fully textured, so you can play as a fully textured Michael Cole. Thank God. I have him in his suit attire, but I also have him in his wrestling gear, and I also gave him a moveset. Michael Cole should have been DLC last year, part of Pat McAfee and Friends pack, but unfortunately he wasn't, which is kind of weird. But yeah, Michael Cole is playable in 2K25. Go ahead and download him. Next up is Mick Foley's model. Now, there's the many faces of Mick you can play as in 2K25, but you can't play as Mick Foley himself. So go ahead and change Mick Foley's attire, or just keep it as it is. The attire you're seeing right now is the one you'll get when you download him. Next up is a playable Mike Rome. Now, we've had playable Mike Rome in the past, but he suffered from the same thing that Michael Cole did, and he had like a glitchy, shiny black suit on with just his face textured. And I believe Mike Rome's model didn't have feet last year as well. But this year, he has feet. And for some reason, Mike Rome's model is a female. And I was talking to Woody about this, and I was asking him why is Mike Rome a female, and he said that Mike Rome has two hidden models in the game, a male and a female, and the male model has glitchy hair, and the female model didn't, which is why he uploaded the female model instead. But because of the intergender matches, you can just play as Mike Rome regularly, but he does come out as a female, so if you're confused why, that's why. I told Woody he might as well just upload the male version as well, and if people want it, they can download it, and he said, good point, I'll think about it. So he's probably going to upload it in his second batch. Next up is my favorite of the bunch, and someone I was actually looking forward to playing as when this game was announced, and that is Nick Aldis, a fully playable Nick Aldis. I gave him his wrestling gear. It looks so good on him. I gave him his moveset, entrance, all that stuff. I gave him a generic referee entrance because I didn't really customize it, but of course you can just customize his entrance how you want. On the community creations on PS5 at least, I was able to download his attire, use the hashtag DonDon to download his attire. The one that I'm using right now, I fucking love it. As well with the moveset, use the hashtag iBudsMoves to find his moveset to give it to him as well. If you're on old gen, I'm sure someone uploaded his moveset in attire as well. And like I said, I'm playing MyRise as Nick Aldis, so it's pretty cool. Next up is referee Rod Zapata. Same thing with the referees apply to him. Second last for today is Stephanie McMahon's manager model. Now this model is different compared to Stephanie in game. It has her hair down instead of a ponytail, I believe. I just gave her Stephanie McMahon's attire and moveset and all that stuff, so she plays just like Stephanie. Unfortunately, she is not an alt to Stephanie McMahon. I brought it up to Woody Witterson and he said shit, he overlooked it, so he's probably going to fix it in the second batch, he said. And finally, the last person is someone from MyRise, Tasia Meadows. I believe she was in the files because I didn't see her in MyRise at all, but Tasia Meadows is the final superstar you can download. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I know the hidden models you can download in 2K25. Woody Witterson and What's the Status both told me that they're looking in the files for more models that aren't content damage, and there actually is quite a lot. So next up is probably going to be the playable managers and hopefully other hidden models that Woody or Status finds. So download these as soon as possible. As soon as you see these videos go up, download them. Sometimes they get patched the very next day. Sometimes it might take a month, right? Who knows? But when you see these videos go up, go ahead and download them instantly. I recently did a WWE 2K25 marathon where I played for 46 hours while also sleeping until I beat every single game mode in 2K25. So thank you for showing that marathon support. It was a lot of fun to do. And I sent all the footage to my editors. So I expect to see my playthroughs of My Rise, Showcase, and The Island Chapter 1 coming within the next 2 weeks. With that being said, if you enjoyed WWE 2K videos like this and want to see more in the future, go ahead and give the video a like, subscribe, notifications on. I cover content like this as well as edited playthroughs on various games I beat on stream. So if that interests you and you want to support me, go ahead and give the video a like, subscribe, notifications on, and leave a comment on who you're definitely downloading from this video. Take care, guys. Fatal Steven out. Peace.
Yeah, welcome to the stream, join the team, yeah, it's fatal. Yeah, it's fatal. We don't need to sleep, time to eat at the table. Yeah, that's fatal. Listen when he speaks, take a seat, yeah, it's fatal. Yeah, it's fatal. If you try and leave, best believe, yeah, that's fatal.